Hey, this is John Swift, and I wanted to do a video on finding parts for lightsabers, making your own lightsaber your own, and in the spirit of prop building the way Star Wars did it. If you're not familiar with found parts, found parts are just like taking parts off of other things or things you find at a garage sale or whatever. This brings me to the lightsaber I made, I don't know, 10 years ago, which was inspired by the Obi-Wan Kenobi. And these are a lot of parts, like I said, that were found rather than like going to the hardware store. I don't think I bought anything. So yeah, this was a similar. I consider this sort of similar to the Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I styled it kind of like that with the same sort of parts. It wasn't made to look like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway. So, like I said, I borrowed the techniques from the Obi-Wan Kenobi and made my own. And just sort of, you see some of the parts are similar. I've got this little fan-shaped, gear-shaped thing which I found at a TV station, and I'll go into more detail on that. And I've got the emitter is kind of a flared piece like that, and there's a little piece in here, and then there's more of a solid hand grip. And I have a lot of literature on what is the activator in this thing, and I don't know, but there's some buttons here, and buttons are cool. Buttons make it interesting to the eye, and maybe this is the emitter. I don't, the little calculator bubbles, I don't know. But on mine I made a really cool, I found a cool button as the activator. I made it real simple. It's got the belt clip thing here at the end. So anyway, I wanted to break this down. Okay, I wanted to break this down and show you the parts that I found. And this video is made for everybody, to show you that you can find stuff and tie it together and make a pretty cool looking thing. I mean, this may not look like much to some people, and some people it may, I think the thing with the found parts is you're finding parts that aren't common. Like you can't go to the hardware store and find this stuff. And I was really lucky to find some of these pieces. So I'll take this apart. The emitter has a bolt coming out, and I think I got this from a trophy. Actually, trophies are put together with these, I don't know if they're like 1/4 inch or what they are, but these 1/4 inch bolts. 1/4 inch bolts. Whatever this is. But and then I got an extender on here too, which you can get these out of trophies if you find trophies used at Goodwill. Goodwill's a good place to pick up stuff. I just put a little coupler on here. I think you can get these at the hardware store, this little coupler, which couples the two screws together so you can get the length right. Because if you start cutting, then you don't have the threads at both ends. That's what you want, is to have threads at both ends. All right. Coming out of the emitter, I took a little, this is like a lamp knob. I'll show a close-up of this. It's a little thing that fits on top of a lamp or some little brass piece. And I found that somewhere. Found part, right? My sister had some old furniture in the shed, and it happened to have these brass feet on there. It was like a glass table, and these were the bottoms. This emitter was the bottom of the table, and this was the top of the table. This part. Okay, top of the table, bottom of the table, and this is like cast brass. Both these pieces are brass, even though they look kind of dull. So that was a really good find. I think I found 4 or 5 of these. Yeah, I found, because I have a couple extra. So that was cool. Alright, so this is a lightsaber that I made recently, and this is not necessarily completed. Sometimes I put them together and look at them for a while, and then I get ideas how to improve it. This was made from parts from a IV pole, which had really cool knobs on it and stuff. Okay, this part goes to an IV pole like you find at the hospital, because I work at the hospital for a while. The top tube comes out of this like this, and I guess if you go to the hospital you'd see these. This is just the tightener for it, and I was really lucky that I found a bunch of these, actually, more than one, and that's what the part looks like when it's not together. It's just kind of the tightener and then the other part, which is kind of cool because it looks like this other part. You can see how it's got that knurling stuff. Anyway, so I thought about this for a long time, and it's got a tightener which tightens down on this pole. Not that pole. It's got the tightener happens to fit the top bar, which was kind of cool. So when you tighten it down, or I thought it did. Alright, now I'm getting close here. When you tighten it down, it tightens down on the other pole. There we go. So the thing already is together. Cool, right? But this part didn't look so good, so I found another television part. The handle to a television camera just happened to be similar to the Luke Skywalker thing, which is something that I had around for a long time. And I thought that kind of looks cool. I mean, if you can find parts that have that style of the original lightsabers, that's cool, because it sort of puts it in the same style as it looks like something that belongs to Star Wars, or something, as opposed to something that's completely bizarre, which I like. I just like the style of the original lightsabers. I mean, they're just cool. Like, you know, I thought the Obi-Wan Kenobi is just cool. If it's not cool to you, it's not cool to you. So anyway, this part just happened to fit in the middle. So these were two different styles of knob, which is kind of cool. This one, they used to throw these away, actually, and I rescued a bunch of these parts. So like I said, I just took the two ends and put them together. This is a different handle to an IV thing, which I'm probably going to change this around anyway. But you can see the difference in the style, but they do the same thing, actually. I like the Darth Maul style too. So Darth Maul has a lot of this type of style at the end. So anyway, this is really simple to make. This was like a one-day thing. I'll have these parts sitting around. Boom. It goes together. And I like it when you put a lightsaber together that not necessarily going to be fighting with it, but then it feels real solid and it's not jiggling and stuff. You know, if you have to glue it together, I think that's cool to me. When you put it together, it's nice, and if you hang it on your belt, you don't have to worry about it falling apart. And to some people, you might say this one is crappy, and like I said, I'm still undecided whether I like this or not. But it looks kind of cool because the emitter is nice and open in there, and the parts are nice and fit and finished. Like I said, a lot of this stuff I'm lucky to, and I don't know. Hospitals throw out a lot of stuff, computers and parts and all kinds of stuff. Go out there, look for parts, go to garage sales, Goodwill, go online. I mean, if you want to do it that way, nothing wrong with that. People make a lot of parts, people make a lot of sabers, but I encourage you, because a lot of the stuff doesn't cost you anything, and that's kind of cool too. I mean, look at furniture and see if it has any kind of cool stuff on there. So be inspired and just get creative.